Last Christmas I bought a Huawei Band 2 Pro, so I thought I'd give it a review. As you can see, I paid $39.99 last year. Now you can get the Band 4 Pro a year later for £5 cheaper. Yes, I also have a Huawei laptop, and I'm part Chinese. So let's take a look at its construction. So I quite like the way it looks. Obviously, it being the older model, it doesn't have the colour screen, but it doesn't bother me too much. I think actually the battery life is a bit longer on the older model because it doesn't have a colour screen. You do get 2 weeks out of this quite easily. It's got these kind of metal edges, which I guess are for display really, but looks kind of smart. It's got the standard kind of laser sort of scanner under there. 2 screws allow you to change the watch strap, which is actually quite handy. I have had to change the strap once on this because the original broke. It just sort of broke up here, but then I do find myself fiddling quite a lot with the watch, so when I'm sort of thinking to myself, I tend to, I'm always kind of taking it apart, putting it on and off. Yeah, and I was fiddling with this bit and clipping this bit on there and kind of break that. So probably if you don't fiddle with it, you won't break it. It's a nice soft silicone strap. It closes. It's just got these 2 little studs. I don't know if you can see that, but those little studs, they just clip in like that. It's quite secure actually. No, actually, you're supposed to thread it through like that. Obviously around your wrist, and just push the 2 studs together. It's never fell off. Actually, it's pretty good. Quite happy with it. Okay, so let's look at the watch's features. So like most smartwatches or smart bands, you can just rotate your wrist to wake it up. And there's a single button down the bottom. If you just tap that once, it'll take you to the next mode. So in this mode, it's telling me I've done 4,797 steps today. If I long press, then that tells me a bit more information. I slept for 6 hours 44 last night. I've done 3.87 miles today. I've burnt 163 calories. 5 minutes of running. That's probably running between meetings at work. I've stood for about 12 hours. I think that's what that means. Surprised I've stood that long. And then we go into the beats per minute mode, and indoor run, can long press and it'll start recording a run. Outdoor run, long press and it'll start recording a run. The distance with the outdoor running is it will turn on the GPS feature and it will record that to a map. You can do some breathing exercises, record your outdoor cycling, swimming, then back to the main menu. So let's have a look at how you set up the watch. You control the watch through the Huawei Fitness app. So on the main screen, that tells you some data about it. Tells you I'm at 80% battery life. You've got true sleep. With that turned on, it just means it will monitor your sleep. Activity reminder, I've got that turned off, but that will just periodically remind you that you need to stand up. I find it a bit annoying as I'm working. Continuous heart rate monitoring, I've got that enabled. It just means it will periodically take your beats per minute and your heart rate. I find even with this turned on, I get 2 weeks battery life quite easily from it. Alarms, you can set up an alarm so the watch will vibrate to wake you up. You can set quite a few alarms, different times of the... I'm not even sure there's a limit to the alarms, but as you can see here, my watch vibrates at 7:10 on weekdays to wake me up. Do not disturb, that just means you won't get any messages through. Notifications, so this is quite a good feature on the watch. You can just set up which apps will send their notifications through to the watch. So I've got it set up for a couple of messaging apps and then turned off all other apps. Function customization, this is quite useful. So as you cycle through the modes on the watch, you can in here you can turn various ones off. So I don't really go swimming and I don't really ever do any outdoor cycling, so if I take those off, it just means it'll be a bit quicker to cycle through all the various modes. Raise wrist to wake screen, pretty common feature. Pretty much, I don't know why you turn that off. Rotate to switch screen. Okay, saves you tapping the button. Wearing preferences, left hand or right hand. Not really sure what difference that makes, but I guess it must do something. And firmware update. So firmware's up to date, so that's good. So simple, quite easy to use, quite easy to customize through this app. So one of the reasons I got a smart band was because I joined a gym. So now I've got a year of stats. Let's have a look at the Huawei app. So the Huawei Health app is actually quite good, although I haven't used the Fitbit app, but it does give quite a bit of data, so let's have a look. So on weight, that's my current weight, 79.9. So I've actually gained weight over the years, so having a fitness band hasn't really encouraged me to lose weight. I have lost a bit of weight recently, that's because I've been calorie counting on the run up to Christmas. Heart rate, well, sort that by year. That's interesting, my heart rate's been going downwards. You can see there's a bit of a downwards trend, maybe. So my heart rate ranges from 40 to 191 beats per minute, and I've had an average resting heart rate of 50 beats per minute. Okay, I'm not really sure what that means. Hopefully that's healthy. Sleep, sort that by the year. So on average I've had 646 minutes sleep per night. Deep sleep 1 hour 48 minutes. Light sleep 3 hours 27. REM sleep 1 hour 31 minutes average per night. Probably not quite as much as I should be getting. I am a bit of a night owl. What else does it do? Calories over the year. So average I've burnt 399 calories per month. Oh, that can't be right. Total calories 140,000 calories. 62% that's walking, 11% running. This is going to make me work a bit harder next year. Wasn't aware I was going to do a yearly review at the end of this. Steps. So steps, let's have a look at it. I've done 2 million steps. I can certainly feel that in my knees. Average steps 8,048. 93% that's walking, 7% running. Yeah. Step counting is one thing this is good at. It's kind of what you'd expect from a fitness band though. Anything else interesting? Exercise records. Yeah, I've done a bit of exercise. To be honest, I don't tend to log my exercise. It's a bit of a faff. It's not really faff, you've got to press a button, but I just tend to get on with it. Don't really need a record to tell me I've exercised. So, one thing it has made me do is buy the Huawei body fat scales. They sync with the app and they work quite well. So I'll give you a quick demo of the scales. So these are the Huawei scales. They sort of go with the fitness app and work quite nicely. They're just sort of glass on the top, nice and cool to the touch. They run on 4 AAA batteries. Those batteries have been in there all year. I think the scales are in standby mode most of the time, so no problems with battery life so far. So to get the scales first you have to switch them on. Normally I just stand on them, but as you can see they've turned on there. So in the app we go to weight, and then we go down to measure, and then we step onto the scales. Now if my weight's a bit heavier, I don't really mind because I haven't got naked for this, so that extra kilogram I'm going to assume is down to my clothes. And also the camera, I'll add a couple of kilograms. And there we go, it's weighed me 80.5 kilograms and 22.9% body fat. So you can see that's sent that to the phone via Bluetooth. And then that's logged that as a new measurement. It tells you a bit more information. As you can see my BMI is 25.7, I am overweight. I think if you click into it, it gives you a bit more analysis on it as well. Yeah, just tipping in there to overweight. Oh dear. Body fat 22.9%, that's high. Yeah, bit of information about that. Visceral fat, skeletal muscle mass, okay. Yeah, and there's a few more bits of information there. Pretty good for scales, pretty accurate. So I've got slightly weak eyesight, and the scales I had before, I really struggled to read them. So yeah, I'd recommend these. So is the Smart Band waterproof? Well, yes, it is. It's completely waterproof. I've got no qualms in absolutely submerging it in water. You can go swimming with it. I always wear it in the shower. The only downside, I would say, is occasionally the shower will trigger the button, and you'll look down at the watch and you'll be taking a run according to the watch, and that would just be because the water's triggered the button. But it's absolutely waterproof. It's quite nice actually that you don't have to worry about it, and I'd leave it on most of the time. So as I mentioned, you can change the straps. So to do that, you just get a small kind of screwdriver, the type you'd use for a pair of glasses, or maybe you got some out of a pair of crackers. See the green lights came on there to measure my heartbeat. So to remove the straps, you just unscrew. There we go. Now I know some other smartwatch manufacturers, you can just unclip them fairly easily. This really isn't too much hassle. Just undo the screw there. Got that. Keep that safe. Okay, so now it's unscrewed. That will just unclip like that. Probably a bit gunky, but yeah. Yeah, there you go. And then we can just undo the other side. There we go. Comes unscrewed quite easily. There we go, there's the watch. So what I could do now is put on the blue one I have. I bought a set of 2 straps actually on Amazon. It was only £7, and I got a blue one. So as you can see, quite easy to change the look of it. And then all you do is you screw it back in. Oh, quite small screws, so they're a little bit fiddly, but it's not too difficult. And there you go, I have screwed on the blue strap as if by magic, and just do it up. A little bit tighter where it's new, but there you go. It's now on a blue strap. Fairly easy and cheap to buy new straps on Amazon. So one of the good features is you can get messages on the watch. So when a message comes through, it buzzes like that, and then you can click just to scroll through the first 100 or so characters of the message. You can also hang up on calls through the watch. So if someone calls you and you're too busy to talk to them, you can just hang up on them by holding the button. It will just send them through to voicemail. Charging the fitness band is quite easy. It just comes with a little cradle, and you just clip a micro USB lead into that, and then the watch just clips in the cradle like so, and then it tells you it's charging. Charging time is quite quick. I'm surprised. Usually it probably takes about half an hour, definitely under an hour, to get from 0 to fully charged, and then it will last about 2 weeks. Okay, so the good points of the watch are it's got a low initial purchase price. The feature set is quite high for the price you pay. The battery lasts for 2 weeks. Straps are easy and cheap to replace. You can read messages from your phone. It's waterproof and it's comfortable to wear. Okay, so bad points for the watch. The screen can dazzle you at night. If you're not expecting it, you might raise your wrist and it will light up and it'll be really close to your face, and it can be a bit bright, especially in the middle of the night. Clicking through the modes can be a bit tedious because it's only got the one button, and if you miss the mode you're trying to get to, you have to go back through all of the modes. You can't read the full message on the watch, it's limited to around 100 characters I think, so you can get the gist of the message, but if you need to read a really long message you're going to have to look at your phone. The shower activates the watch sometimes, so you'll be showering with the watch on, you'll look down and it will have started tracking a run, and that's just because the water droplets are triggering the button on the watch. And if you go out for a run and you use the GPS recording feature, it seems to really eat the battery life. I haven't used this feature too much, but every time I tried, I don't think I've done a full run without the battery life dying. Thank you for sitting through my first review on this channel, a review of the Huawei Band 2 Pro. I've thought of a few other questions I thought I'd answer. So has having the band made me fitter? As you can tell from the stats from having it a year, no, I'm not fitter. Would I go back to wearing analog watches? Well, actually I do have a smarter analog watch, a chronograph, and I wear that to smart occasions. But the fitness band has been my daily driver. I wear that most days. Should I buy this model or a newer model? Well, I think if you're going to buy a fitness band now, buy the latest model, get the colour screen. There's no point buying the old technology now. Do you need a fitness band? Well, no, I don't think you need a fitness band, but it has got some nice features. It's nice having a alert when your phone goes off. You can see the message on your watch, so it saves getting your mobile phone out of your pocket. That's quite handy. Well, if you like the review and you want me to review more stuff, let me know in the comments. Please subscribe to my channel. I'm new to YouTube. I just want to try making different types of content, see what people like, see what I'm good at, get a bit more confidence in front of the camera. So yeah, would appreciate if you like it. If you don't like it, maybe say that, at least I can improve. And yeah, subscribe to this channel if you want me to see more stuff from me.